Hello, my name is Uzoma and I talk about all things work-life balance. I'm here with my emotional support zebra mug because I'm going to talk about my symptoms of burnout. Back in the summer of 2023, I spoke to a therapist around how I was feeling, and they were like, yeah, it very much sounds like you're burnt out, which came as a bit of a shock to me because I knew what burnout was, but for some reason I didn't think I was burnt out. So yeah, I'm going to share with you my symptoms. At the end, I'll share the last and biggest symptom, which is what led me to reach out for therapy in the first place. But let me start from the top. To give some context into how my life was at the time, I was 2 years into an organisation and I was in the lead up for promotion. So it was all full on. I was putting my best foot forward, doing all I can just to really prove that I was ready to be promoted. I think anyone who's gone for promotion or anyone who feels like they're in a position where they're performing really well, there's a lot of pressure that you put on yourself. So I was very much in that kind of headspace. The first symptom I wanted to talk about was overwhelm. I was incredibly overwhelmed. I felt like I was drowning in things to do. There was one thing after another that I was constantly having to do, answer, check with someone. I felt like my emails were out of control. My Teams messages were constant. I was incredibly overwhelmed. I'm the type of person who, it's not that I struggle to say no. I get excited by a lot of things. So I always want to get involved. So I'll be saying yes, 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 because, oh yeah, that will help my promotion case. Or, oh no, I'm actually genuinely really interested in that. Or yeah, so a lot of things were kind of piling in and I felt incredibly overwhelmed. I remember having a conversation with my performance manager and they were literally like, you can cut down. And I was like, oh no, but I actually really enjoy, I was to be honest, in a bit of denial. I feel like I got into a place where people relied on me to do certain things. So I felt like I couldn't say no, but I was still doing them to a good enough quality, but at the expense of my mental health and my happiness. So that was the first symptom that I started feeling overwhelmed daily. Very often. Yeah, so that's my first symptom. Next was my inability to turn my brain off. I felt like I was rehearsing emails, rehearsing messages, rehearsing conversations constantly, 24 hours a day. The morning, the night, on the weekends, in the shower, before bed, every second of the day, I felt like I was rehearsing scenarios. So, okay, I'm going to speak to this person. On my project, I need to reach out to that person. I'm going to say this, this, this. My thinking in my head was, if I draft these emails now, when it comes to writing them, it'll be easier. So I do this constantly. And I think that was feeding into the overwhelm. See, as you can see, like these things kind of compile. But yeah, I was constantly rehearsing things in my head. So the third was weight gain. So over the course of, I think it was about 3 or 4 months, I'd gained a considerable amount of weight. I'm a stress eater, so I felt like it was just kicked into overdrive. I was also traveling quite a lot at the time, which I was living out of a hotel most days of the week. So that doesn't lead to the healthiest choices. When you've got the opportunity to expense whatever you like, I don't think you're going to expense just an apple and a sandwich. You're going to go a bit wild, which is what I did, which didn't help with my feelings of overwhelm, my constantly running things over. I was just eating loads, which made me gain weight. And that's actually, weight changes, fluctuations, up or down, are actually quite common symptoms of burnout. And that was something definitely I felt. The fourth and final one, which is the one that led me to therapy, was lack of sleep. So I got a Fitbit. I got a Fitbit for my birthday in May, so I treated myself. And for the first time, I could track how many hours I was sleeping a night. And I was sleeping probably about 4 hours a night, which is not okay. If you'd asked me, I would, oh yeah, I'd probably get around 6. I probably didn't sleep most nights until 2, and then I had to wake up and start the day at around 6, 7. I was so tired, and I think the cycle just went on and on and on. Because of all the reasons I mentioned before, I really struggled to get to sleep. So I was overwhelmed with what was going on at work, and that was playing in my mind. I was constantly rehearsing scenarios in my head into the night, and I just felt when it was time to close my eyes and sleep at night, my brain was just on. I could not turn my brain off, and that was stopping my sleep. So yeah, getting a Fitbit. Am I bold to say getting a Fitbit changed my life? But it definitely called out that I had a problem with my sleep for sure. that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I could actually see that I wasn't getting enough sleep, and I know the importance of sleep for people. So I was speaking with my performance manager, and he was like, yeah, like, reach out. Like, we have therapy options at work as part of our health insurance. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll explore it. I called them up. By the end of the week, that's probably Tuesday, by the end of the week, I had an appointment, and I was speaking to someone about what was going on in my life. And I started with the sleep, tapped into the other things, but it was kind of just like, yeah, I don't know why I can't sleep, I have no clue. She was like, oh, it's obvious, but I'll let you kind of ruminate that for the next week, because I was meeting her weekly. And I was like, it's obvious? It's obvious? Is it glaring in the face? Like, I hadn't Googled all those symptoms together. So at the time, it was just like an amalgamation of different things, but the sleep was the thing that I think was the most concerning to me. So I went and Googled it. It is textbook burnout. I was kind of at a stage where I hadn't fully burnt out. I was close. I think if I'd carried on the way I was going, I probably would have had to be signed off work. But I kind of, through therapy, was able to slow down the pace of my burnout. I'm definitely the type of person that I think, especially in the role I'm in, so I'm a consultant, I teeter on that edge quite often, and it's something I want to talk more about on my channel. I will be making more videos about kind of life post burnout without leaving the role and how I'm trying to navigate that. I'm actually making some exciting changes which I'm excited to share with you. Yeah, I was definitely at a point where I caught it before it was too bad, but it definitely had a lasting impression on the way I tackle work moving forward. I just want you to read out some of the other symptoms that you might be going through if you think you might have burnout. I've got them here on my phone. Some other symptoms you might feel is exhaustion, lack of motivation. I've talked a lot about physical symptoms, isolation, kind of neglection of self-care, and a detachment from things that brought you satisfaction previously. Yeah, there's a variety of things. I would definitely recommend, if you've even got a glimpse that you feel that you might be burnt out, please do look into it. It's best when it's caught early. Obviously, even better than that is preventing burnout, which I will talk about. But yeah, I hope you found this useful. If you've got any of your symptoms, please do reach out for help, speak to someone, comment below. It'd be great to share and build a bit of a community to stop us all from getting into a position where we are burnt out. That would be the ideal scenario. But yeah, if you are burnt out, realise there is things you can do. There's things that I've actively had to do, mindsets and approaches to life that I've had to change in order to get myself out of it. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. If you have, I would love it if you subscribed. I've got a lot of exciting things, as I've mentioned, coming up on my channel around this area. So yeah, have a lovely rest of the day, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.